Probably the most common assessment you know is the grade you earn from a test paper or final grade you have in class. However, that's not the only form of assessment. Any feedback that allows you to determine the extent to which the student demonstrate desired learning outcomes can be considered as assessment. The first step in attaining competency in selecting appropriate test involves understanding the purpose or purposes for which an assessment is given. The following may be considered in choosing appropriate assessment tools. 1. The goals of assessment. 2. The methods of assessment, either direct or indirect. And 3. The interval in giving assessment. According to Air Asian 2005, one of the challenges for beginning teachers is to select and use appropriate assessment techniques suited to the learner's needs. During teaching, teachers not only have to communicate the information they planned, but also continuously monitor students' learning and motivation in order to determine whether modifications have to be made. What is a rubric? A rubric is a set of criteria used to determine scoring for an assignment, performance, or product.
Now let's explain rubrics and answer some questions. First off, why should you use a rubric? Well, some types of assessments are inherently subjective. Think about a painting in an art class, or some other type of project. How would you assign a percentage or a grade to an art project? You need some sort of standard or some sort of measure for these alternative assessments. Rubrics offer some type of criteria for these subjective assignments. They help eliminate the bias that comes from these subjective assessments. Rubrics create a sense of fairness. More specifically, rubrics offer assessment objectives and desired outcomes. They provide clear and defined goals. Now, how should you use rubrics? What is the best way to incorporate the rubric into your classroom assessment? Well, the best thing to do is to make your students fully aware of the rubric and all of its components. So before an assessment, be sure to go over the assessment with the rubric beforehand. You can probably find some rubrics on the internet. Most of those rubrics are going to be very generic, however. You should try to create your own rubrics, though it will take some time. Now there are two types of rubric. One type of rubric is the analytic rubric. These rubrics grade student work by specific components. The number of components in the rubric may vary. However, each component can have a point value, usually from 1 to 4, although that can vary as well. But you can score a student on a component up to any number. These analytic rubrics offer much detail to subjective assessments. The second type of rubric is the holistic rubric. Holistic rubrics grade student work based on a whole as opposed to specific components, whereas analytic rubrics break down assessments into different parts with details. So holistic rubrics, on the other hand, sort of make judgments from afar. Holistic rubrics may be more subjective, but are definitely easier to grade for the teachers. Right now, I just want to say thank you for your time. And
Portfolio. Basically, creating an e-portfolio is like building your own website. It teaches you how to present yourself online in a professional way. The main purpose of an e-portfolio is to enhance your learning at Salt Lake Community College. E-portfolios are a place where you can keep track of what you've learned and why you've learned it. They help you engage in your education. Here's an example. When you finish a class at Salt Lake Community College, what do you typically do with your old assignments? You guessed it. They end up in the trash. or get lost with other files. With an e-portfolio, you can creatively showcase your best schoolwork using medias that go beyond what you can show on a piece of paper. Down the road, you can compare the work that you did to the work that you're completing now. E-portfolios provide a place where you can reflect on your learning and make connections between your classes, across semesters, and in your personal life. Have you ever taken a class and wondered, why in the world am I taking this? This class has nothing to do with my life, and I am never going to need to know this. While it may seem this way, the truth is, the learning outcomes of your classes are all connected to each other. For example, your humanities class and your biology class may not seem related, but you learn essential researching and critical thinking skills in your humanities class that you can use in your biology class. All of your learning at Solid Community College builds on each other. It's all connected. Your ePortfolio also benefits your instructors. Your instructors can get to know you by what you choose to share on your ePortfolio. Your ePortfolio provides instructors with helpful feedback. Your instructors can see if you are learning what they intended to teach by reviewing the signature assignments and reflections in your ePortfolio. Your ePortfolio benefits the school as a whole. Solid Community College uses ePortfolios to assess the general education program rather than giving standardized tests. Assessing ePortfolios can enhance the learning at the college. So, to recap, an ePortfolio can help you learn by giving you a place to reflect on and showcase your work.